Hello, my name is Katrina. I work with Xtrax as a project manager. I'm a white woman in my early 30s. I have long brown hair and I'm wearing a purple patterned jumpsuit. Welcome to Xtrax Shorts, part of the Xtrax SIRF Outdoor Arts Showcase. We're delighted to be returning to Stockton International Riverside Festival this year with a programme of online events that celebrate the best in national and international outdoor art. Over the 28th and 29th of July, we're hosting an online programme of artist pitching sessions like this you are watching today, alongside networking and panel discussions that will explore models for sustainable touring and the value of keeping our streets international post-Brexit. Today, you'll hear from a number of artists and companies who will each present a unique pitch about a new outdoor arts project they are working on and hope to tour in the near future. We invite you to connect with them after the event through the swap card platform. Our hope is that this event can ignite many creative conversations that can lead to more outdoor artists connecting to audiences across the world. Feel free to comment, post and tweet about this event using the hashtags XtraxSurf2021 and follow us on social media. We'll be back later to talk more about our work, but for now, enjoy the artist pitches. Thank you for watching.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Grasse. I'm an independent choreographer based in Leeds. I've been making outdoor and site-responsive multidisciplinary choreography for the past 13 years. My work brings people together to have a meaningful experience of social and ecological connection with other people and with our environments. My work Woven Land is a participatory audio-guided choreography for urban and rural parks, woodlands and green spaces. It is experienced by an audio track with headphones. It is experienced by the participating audience without any performers, and so the piece tours without the artist. It is 1 hour long. It can work with a minimum of 2 people and ideally up to 20 people. It is ideal for multiple presentations in one day. It is family friendly, and whilst it is mostly aimed at an adult audience, previous presentations have included children who have thoroughly enjoyed it. Woven Land combines choreography together with poetry, land art and scientific research into tree ecology. During Woven Land, participants are guided into an immersive journey by a poetic narration that invites them to engage with solo and collaborative movement tasks. It invites people to connect to green spaces, and in particular with trees, by offering intimate moments with trees, found natural materials and the surroundings. The piece wants to offer a ritual of ecological and social interconnectivity in this period of climate, health and social connectivity crisis. Like a blade of grass in the distance, arms like tree branches, doves resting on my arms, touching the sky, balancing. I am soil, I am land, landing. I am the shape of this island, water caressing the skin of the land, trees falling, grandparents, layers of rocks. What did they see? Where did they walk? What did they leave behind? So let's talk about some text specification. The ideal location is an open green area, a grassland next to trees or a woodland area. The open green area should be at least 20 by 20 meter large, and the woodland should have at least as many trees as per many participants. It could be a park in the middle of the city or a more remote location. The tree woodland area needs to have fallen branches on the ground, so it works best in parks and woodland that are not too manicured. The branches are a key part of the work. As you saw, participants are invited to move with them, interact with each other through the branches and ultimately create a sculpture together. The narration is in English, however it could be translated if needed. People need to be listening to the audio in synchronicity. To achieve this, you will be able to choose the technology option that is best for your event. You can either use radio signal headphones, similar to what is used for silent discos. You will need to source and provide this. Or you can live stream the track with a channel such as YouTube with a QR code, and people will use their own phones and headphones. Or people can bring their own phones and headphones with the audio track already downloaded onto their phones, which you will send to them when they book. I will provide you with the audio track and send a detailed technical pack. I will provide ongoing support to choose the best technology option for your event and liaise with you and support you to choose the best site. It is extremely versatile to changing COVID restrictions, and it can be presented in two ways. It can be done at a predetermined location with a steward guiding the group, or it can be done independently by the audience who will download the track and the PDF guidance to explore it in their own chosen location with their own group or family and friends. Wovenland was born out of the need to reconceive and adapt my live work Meanders during the pandemic. Meanders is a live work with 4 dancers, which is now available for booking, and it could be booked in conjunction with Wovenland. It is also possible to book an audio workshop called Branching Dialogues that people can do in their own local gardens and parks. Wovenland has been created with the support from Art Council England and Yorkshire Dance, and it was originally commissioned by Badischer Kunstverein Art Gallery in Germany and Sanafest in Norway, where it performed last October and this June.
Hello, I'm here with Avant, and we are super excited to be sharing with you our new work, Scrum. Now, Scrum is a site-specific outdoor piece that we have cultivated from our world, illegal dance. Illegal dance is a realm whereby dance has quite literally been made illegal. Whether the people in power stick to that or not is another story. Scrum is a piece that explores the voices of the young people. So the law has been enforced by people of power, and artistic expression is forbidden. What you will see using contemporary movement, hip-hop movement, and innovative use of technology as a full-rounded experience is that these people are trying so desperately to be heard. They need to act as a collective in order to be strong and rise against this forbidden expression. Given the nature of the last year with COVID, I think it's really important to bring you the theatricality of a piece without being confined within four walls. You'll be able to have a 4D experience as you experience both what the dancers are seeing and what they're not seeing with use of technology.
My name is Prince and I am the producer at Avant Dance. Thank you so much for showing an interest in our new touring work, Scrum. Avant Dance love producing outdoor work. We love engaging with audiences in the great outdoors, and we've got 20 years experience of producing really innovative and exciting work. Starting back in the day from our first outdoor piece, The Silver Tree, which took acrobatics and Chinese poles out into the open air, through to Taxi, which literally brought a taxi as part of the set to stages. We remain passionate and excited about bringing new, innovative and exciting work to local audiences. And our new piece, Scrum, is no exception to that rule. So I just wanted to share with you some of the technical specifications and scale relating to presenting this new piece of work. So Scrum has a 25-minute running performance time and requires a 30-minute setup and tech period. In terms of the performance space, ideally the audience should be on 3 sides, and we have a minimum performance area of 4 meters deep by 8 meters wide. Ideally, this should be a hard, flat and clean, clear surface. In terms of the touring party, there are 5 performers and also 1 technician, and this is a gender mix in terms of that group. In terms of practicalities, we require a good quality PA system and also the ability to plug in a laptop for audio playback. So this piece is designed to be a little bit more flexible and adaptable and sort of, I suppose, a little bit plug and play. And we hope that, particularly in this season, that will be really beneficial to anybody booking our new piece. Thank you so much for your interest. The details for booking the piece are available on Xtrax website and also on the Xtrax directory. And I look forward to hearing from you and speaking to you more about our new touring work. Thank you again.
My name is Francesca Baglione, also known as Miss High Leg Kick. My background is running and performing in gay clubs of London in the 1990s. I co-created Olivier Award-winning show Sea Ducky. As an independent live artist, I have been making outdoor live work for nearly 15 years. I use humour, dance, spectacle, collaboration and unusual approaches to audience engagement to create accessible performances. I've always enjoyed working with genuinely diverse range of artists. I like to bring artists together and give them space to be individual within the project. I'm very excited to be presenting my latest outdoor show, Bird Rave. Bird Rave brings together a diverse group of artists interpreting bird movements through rave dancing. Rave is a site-responsive, interactive show in which the artists in bird and rave-inspired costumes perform to a soundtrack of classic rave music, played loud. Bird Rave explores themes of bird watching, migration and group dynamics, the choreography of nature, the protection of it, the freedom to move and migration, as well as being a reflection of the dance of nature and the rituals of humanity. Bird Rave is a celebration of rave music from the late 1980s and early 1990s. This was a really important, pivotal time for independent, do-it-yourself creative culture, which was known as the Freedom to Dance days. Bird Rave was created in 2020, inspired by our changing relationships with nature during lockdown. Bird Rave has been supported by Arts Council England, Colchester Arts Centre, Battersea Arts Centre, Citadel Arts and Heart of Glass, Ducky, Home Live Art, Worthing Theatres and Museum, the Live Art Development Agency, South East Dance and The Place. Each artist chose their own bird, researched their particular bird behaviour and developed their dance moves with inspiration from old footage of UK raves. The birds are a mix of rare, endangered and more common birds. The incredible bird plumages are designed by wig maker Darren Evans. No feathers were used. Anyone can enjoy the show. It's for children, teenagers, ex-ravers, bird watchers, families. It's a show for everyone of all ages. Bird Rave is fun, quirky, colourful, attention-grabbing and approachable. Bird Rave is a live outdoor performance with many additional possibilities. I'm very interested in how the audience engage with Bird Rave and how it can be uniquely viewed and experienced by audiences. We can have log sheets to accompany the performance. Children love trying to spot and identify the birds. Bird Rave is very open to engaging local artists to join the Bird Rave, as well as incorporating plumage making workshops and rave dance workshops for all the family. We also have the additional option of using a bird hide for audiences to experience the performance with a cinematography look. A bird hide was especially designed by London architect Duncan Woodburn. Bird Rave is a medium-scale show which is completely scalable and adaptable. We have 12 birds so far in our repertoire, and we can be between 4 to 9 artists plus producer and childminder on the road, depending on festival requirements. It works in urban, rural and suburban spaces. The rave element particularly suits non-traditional performance sites. What we need is a good PA sound system, and like birds, nice food and shelter. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Irene Segura and I lead on International Relations and Artist Development at Xtrax. I'm a white woman in my 30s, I have dark hair tied in a braid, and I'm wearing a black top. For those of you who don't know us, Xtrax is a Manchester-based development organisation for outdoor arts. A big part of our work is around international relations, and we do this through Platform for UK, a strategic project to support the international promotion and export of UK outdoor artists. It is within that context that we are working with SIRF to develop the Xtrax SIRF Outdoor Arts Showcase and the pitching sessions that you are attending. We'd like to take this opportunity to thank Arts Council of England, without whom much of this activity would not be possible. If you'd like to find out more about the work that Xtrax does, please come visit our booth on Swapcard platform or visit our website, xtrax.org.uk.
My name's Esther Simpson and I'm the co-artistic director of Whispered Tales. Whispered Tales was set up in 2019 to shine a light on a diverse range of forgotten stories. At the heart of our company is a collaboration between myself, a writer, theatre director and dramaturg, and Steve Gibbs, a truly talented musician. Because of our skill set, Whispered Tales projects always have a strong emotive and political narrative set to a captivating soundtrack. The project I'm here to introduce today is Distant Drums. Distant Drums is a mid-scale outdoor dance performance that retells the story of sound system culture and its vital role in the fight for racial equality. So you may be wondering, what is sound system culture? Sound system was born in the ghettos of Jamaica, shipped to the UK aboard the Windrush, and is now transmitted across the globe. It's about throwing your own party your own way, with a wall of handmade speakers, broadcasting the kind of news that the mainstream media shy away from. You may also be asking, why are Whispered Tales telling this particular story? Well, that's an easy one. Steve Gibbs, our co-artistic director, has been a dub reggae artist for the past 20 years, touring internationally with his band Vibronics. Distant Drums can be booked as an installation which will animate your festival throughout the day and into the evening. Standing proudly on a statue plinth, you'll find a vintage Jamaican sound system. The sound system shares a 20-minute looped soundtrack featuring anecdotes from the top tier of sound system musicians. Inside the bass bins are several LCD screens that share a visually captivating digital artwork. The installation is waterproof and all we need is a 16-amp power supply. For the performance, Whispered Tales has collaborated with a range of high-profile artists rooted in sound system culture. Distant Drums is written by Madhu Messenger, a dub reggae MC with a specialism in Black history. Maccabee, the legendary dub reggae artist, has recorded the narrative, and Vibronics has created the distinctively dub soundtrack. For the live dance element, Whispered Tales collaborated with the choreographer Donald Edwards. Donald is a founding member of Phoenix Dance, whose father had his own sound system. His choreography fuses contemporary dance, physical theatre, and rooted rubber dub ska and skanking. The story of Distant Drums is told from the perspective of the drum, taking its audience from Africa to the Caribbean to the UK and beyond. You will now see a taster of Distant Drums filmed at SIRF Festival in Glasgow this year.
I commune with the ancestors. In ages past, my spirit in trees. And 'tis from them all drums are made that hold my vibrant energy. But then came the middle passage of the slave trade. Forced to dance to the rhythm for exercise, all were made. Singing London is the place for me. There were plenty of jobs, it must be said, but nowhere to live to rest their weary head. The more they saw and recognized that they were racially stigmatized, their situation ghettoized, economically demoralized. Are you ready? Are you ready now? Tell me, are you ready? Are you ready now? Said, are you ready? Are you ready now?
Distant Drums premiered at Trinity Arts in Bristol in June 2021 and will embark on a short national tour this year, appearing at the following festivals. We are very keen to meet with promoters both nationally and internationally who would like to present Distant Drums in 2022. I do hope you found this presentation of interest. Our tour booker for Distant Drums is Joe Valentine. Please feel free to contact either Joe or myself with any questions. Thank you.
I am a multidisciplinary artist. I work in a variety of different art forms. I work in stand-up comedy. I'm a theatre maker, a filmmaker, an actor and a street photographer. I'm a deaf performer, but it's incredibly rare to see deaf people performing in outdoor spaces. My work is a little bit different. I want to create a new art form to be performed outdoors. It's going to be visual and use the deaf art form visual vernacular. The theme of my play is about the first black clown in the world. He was extraordinary and he was an incredibly unique character working at the beginning of the 20th century. He was the first black clown in the world and he performed with a white clown as a black and white clown duo. The performance that they gave became incredibly popular and they were performing in circuses in France. Unfortunately, the theme of their performance was about racism and laughing at the black clown whose character was called Chocolate. There will not be much spoken English in my performance, it will be physical theatre. The performance will be incredibly visual and it will involve 2 actors on the stage. I imagine the space to be 6 metres in length. I started performing in America and then I've toured around the world and internationally. When I perform in front of an audience, I like to give the audience a message. I want to show them an untold story, something they've never seen or heard on television or seen on the internet. I want to build a rapport with the audience. I want to see them laugh. I want to see them reflect on the experience that I've given them artistically. When I performed in Japan, I learnt a huge amount. The Japanese audience, I was told, wanted an emotional experience, not so much a comedic experience. In fact, they like to cry as well, so that was an incredibly valuable experience to me to expand my range. The character of Chocolate, that was his stage name. Chocolate's story was researched and written up by an author called Gerard Noriel, and he wrote his book of Chocolate's life in about 1910. And from a modern perspective, we can see the racism that Chocolate experienced and the discrimination that he experienced. So I actually want to combine Chocolate's life with my own. I want to think about how he managed with his society's barriers and also the discrimination that he faced and that everyone made fun of him and they bullied him. He suffered physical abuse on stage. And that was normalised by society at that time. This performance of Chocolate will also include my experience, the experience that I've had being teased as a deaf person, the racism that I've experienced. So I want to actually combine Chocolate's experience with my own, but I want to make the performance comedy. So it will be 15 to 20 minutes of performance. And it will be me acting with another white actor, a white clown, who will take on the character of the white clown from the early 20th century, who was called Petite. And we'll look at the underlying subtextual racism in the performance. The performance will be performed in the deaf art form of VV, which is a visual performance language. There'll be basic props like chairs, water guns, and apples. The story will be told through physical theatre, movement and sign language. And there will also be sound effects to support the performance. Chocolate and Petite were a comedy duo and they also were very slapstick. They made fun of each other and they would argue and they would fight on stage. So I'd like to see the enjoyment of Petite and Chocolate working together, but then expose the background of the different actors and how they actually had a relationship both on and off stage. The first stage of the project will be research and development. It's funded by Arts Council England. I will work with the director Richard Hayhow. Richard has worked as a director for over 30 years, really focusing on physical theatre and clowning techniques. And he uses his skills to create non-verbal performances in theatres. He works with a lot of actors who have learning disability. And Richard will bring his techniques and non-verbal theatre techniques from his work at Open Theatre Company to our R&D process. He's a real expert in physical theatre and storytelling on the stage. So we're going to make a 10-minute tester section of the show, and we're going to share this in September 2021. So please do watch the sharing of our work, and please think about booking our show for tour in 2022. and keep in touch with us on social media. Thank you for watching.
Hello guys, my name is Xtrax and I am a creative director for Kundla Crew, established in early 2019 multinational group of dance and circus artists building cross-disciplinary show called Blame Game. This work has a socio-political focus where the created archetypes, characters, dealing with ever-present scapegoat syndrome, that is having to point the blame at others as a form of relief in society. And as we know, the recent world events provided plenty of inspiration for the subject of our show.
We are a team of artists from Italy, Ireland, England and Sweden, connected by a passion for dance, circus, illusion and hard-hitter hip-hop beats. We have devised and created choreographic structures together and individually, learning each other's discipline to the point where the audience won't be able to tell who came from circus and who from a dance background.
Our movement research brought the fusion of parkour, breakdance, juggling, Chinese pole, contemporary dance and illusion into our work. That's why we're called ourselves Kundla Crew. In Polish it means mongrel or astray, to underline our unidentified origins that allow us to create our own style, fusion of all exciting for us elements of movement. We also use childhood games to invite playfulness in the process and to gain deeper understanding of diverse backgrounds, personalities and differences that can be highlighted in the show.
The show is created to be performed for outdoor and indoor venues. The flexible nature of our work allows us to present it as a 30 minutes performance or as a 45 minutes for the indoor version. The rigging requirements for the Chinese pole, which is the only circus apparatus we use in the show, are 3 or 4 floor points, 400 kilograms each, where the ratchets and straps of the pole will be attached. The height requirement is 7 meters for using the full length of the pole, but it can also be rigged with 6 meters if opting for a shorter Chinese pole. The optimal space for the dance floor is a 7 per 7 meters stage space. We are open to involve emerging artists in our creative process and performances. If the venue organization inviting us can provide 2 weeks of R&D, we can conduct 2 days of workshop, free workshop, and select 4 to 6 artists representing the local community to join our production. We give them an experience of performance in professional and dynamic dance circus piece in exchange for their practice, enhancing our work.
Blame Game is a show for audiences for all ages, created to be enjoyed as a spectacle of physical brilliance for anyone and everyone.
We have been fortunate to develop our shows through numerous residencies and performances of work in progress in places like Cloister, Breda, Circus Stad, Holland Dance Festival, Circus Mania, Subtopia, PPCM, Red Bridge, one-on-one outdoor spaces, Belfast International Arts Festival, Cheptel Alecombe in France, and Red Gallery in Dublin, Ireland.
Our creation wouldn't be possible without our partners, that is Crying Out Loud, supported by Arts Council England, and continuous support from Arts Council Ireland.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Shine, the Artistic Director of SIRF, the Stockton International Riverside Festival, which takes place every summer in Stockton-on-Tees in the northeast of England. SIRF is one of the biggest and most exciting street arts festivals in Europe and has been going for over 30 years. SIRF has built its reputation on being an international festival with a large number of groups from overseas, but COVID means that that's just not been possible this year. So the whole programme will be British-based artists drawn from the worlds of music, circus, street theatre, digital and other art forms. One of the consequences of not doing a festival last year in fact no festivals last year, is there's work created both for last summer and this summer that we're delighted to present this year as part of the showcase. And we very much hope that you will find great British work that you can invite to your festivals next year or the year after. As always, we work very closely with Xtrax on producing the showcase, and they are available to help you invite some of those groups to your festivals in future. Groups, whether they're part of Without Walls or not, Xtrax will be there to help you in whatever way they can. Thank you so much for coming along to the virtual showcase this year, and I hope very much that we'll see you in person and live in Stockton-on-Tees next summer. Thank you and goodbye.
Hello, Nikki Charlesworth here, and I'm the director, designer and performer in What Happened to You. I'm joined by Little Red. What Happened to You is a semi-autobiographical children's puppetry production which features 3 puppets, Little Red, Noodles and Bo. Without further ado, let me show you the trailer.
There is a clothing bank, one of those huge metal bins that you put charity donations into. This one is yellow. The sign on the front says it's for the Society for Really Needy Children. Something moves behind the door. What Happened to You follows Little Red, Noodles and Bo, 3 raggedy puppets who, just like their puppeteers, are trying to get through the day. But ahead of them lies a mountain of challenges. Inspired by real-life stories, What Happened to You explores our preconceptions about disability in a playful and humorous way, which is enjoyable for the whole family. Challenging the fundamental laws of traditional puppetry and drawing from day-to-day experiences, Nikki Charlesworth created 3 award-winning puppets that reflect her own physicality and walk as she walks. What Happened to You features integrated audio description and is sign language interpreted throughout.
What Happened to You tours with 5 company members, 3 puppeteers, 1 performer and sign language interpreter, and 1 production manager. The show running time is 45 minutes and can be performed a maximum of 2 times per day. The required get-in time is 2 hours, including warm-up. The required stage area is 5 metres by 5 metres. The show's set, puppets and props can be stored and transported in a commercial vehicle or in a storage space of at least 2 metres by 2 metres. Thank you for watching. Bye! What Happened to You was supported by Without Walls with additional support from Poker Theatre and In Good Company. What Happened to You was commissioned by Salisbury Festival as part of Wiltshire Creative, New Wolsey Theatre Ipswich, Stockton International Riverside Festival, Just So Festival and Greenwich and Docklands International Festival.
Hello, I'm Emma Powell. I'm the Creative Director of Air Giants, and we're a creative robotics company based in Bristol in the UK. We are creating a new, joyful experience which involves soft robotics and very large-scale inflatable structures. And by combining those two, we can create beautiful creatures that have very expressive biomorphic motions, such as wiggling and contorting, and the sort of flexing magical movement you would see in the natural world. The piece of work we are currently developing is called Unfurl, and it develops the experience of meeting one of our creatures into a more complete and immersive experience. It's a moment to step out of the everyday and into a magical world. Unfurl is a garden of 16 robotic plants of between 2 and 5 meters in height, which responds to audiences as they move. The plants can respond to people, individuals and groups, but also to each other, and can create synchronized rippling motion effects across the whole piece. Each plant will also have a palette of sounds affected by these interactions. It will also be able to tell the sounds and noises its neighbours are making, and so across the piece a sympathetic soundscape will be generated. From dusk onwards, the piece is illuminated with shifting, sympathetic internal lighting. Unfurl is a non-durational piece. We expect engagement times to range between minutes and hours. Nothing in the piece is choreographed, and no two experiences of the work will be the same. The audiences will be really aware that the plants are responding directly to them and that they all have different moods and personalities. This one plant might unfurl its fronds towards you, and another you meet might close shyly back into a seed pod form. No previous experience of engagement with the arts is required to enjoy Unfurl, and the piece can be experienced at multiple different levels, from just pure visual spectacle to complex back and forth interactive games. Our previous work has shown that a really wide demographic of people enjoy the work, from very tiny children to the elderly. It's non-verbal and it's primal, so it doesn't exclude people who speak different languages, nor people who have learning difficulties. The spaces between the plants will be easily accessible for wheelchair users.
The work pitches in an area of around 10 to 30 metres square. It's very flexible in layout, so it can fit other shapes. We can pitch on hard or soft surfaces. Our only requirement is mains power. The entire installation fits in one van, and it can be set up in a day by a team of 3 with no mechanical handling equipment. It will work well in both urban and rural environments.
Our current period of R&D concludes July 2021, at the end of which we'll have a fully realised 5-metre plant and ready-to-go designs for the rest of the garden. Later on this year, we have support from 101 Creation Space, where we will be able to put what we have made up and put the sensing technology through its paces and refine the high level of interaction we're aiming for. Full production for the work will start in early 2022, ready for touring from early summer that year. We are really grateful to Without Walls for their support in developing the project to this point, and we'd love to hear from anyone interested in presenting the work in 2022 or future seasons. We'd also be interested in hearing from potential funding partners for the work. We think there's potential for a really interesting mix of funding partners on this project, because the work is spectacular and genuinely robotically innovative. There's potential for funding to come from arts bodies and organisations, as well as academic institutions and wider industry partners. So if you'd like to keep up with us on this project and our other work, please mail to say hi or join our mailing list. We are really excited about bringing this robotic world into creation and hope to bring it somewhere near you soon.
We hope you're enjoying the artist pitches today. Xtrax is committed to supporting professionals from the outdoor arts sector in the UK and Europe to build lasting relationships. A big part of our focus over this past year has been to work with our many colleagues in the sector to try and overcome some of the challenges posed by Brexit. We're going to deliver a series of conversations on dealing with Brexit, with the first one happening on Tuesday the 17th of August at 4 p.m. This will be the first of a monthly event designed to provide an informal space for artists and festivals to gather and share information about how to navigate the challenges of a post-Brexit world. It's an opportunity to ask questions and to hear from fellow outdoor arts professionals who've had real experience of either having been to Europe under the current rules or having hosted European artists in the UK.
Registrations are now open. Just follow the link in the chat and join us with a cup of tea to demystify Brexit together. To help us better understand the impact of Brexit on touring, please take a moment to complete the second edition of our Brexit survey. Finally, if you have any questions about touring post-Brexit, please have a look at our updated Brexit guide or get in touch with our team who can help assist with any of your questions. Thanks for watching, and now for some more artists.
Holy Clowns is a creation and interventional project for the public space, founded in 2021 by two independent artists, Cristóvão Neto, visual artist, and Rui Paixão, performer and clown, after collecting various experiences and pieces together since 2016. The main focus of the work is building hybrid artistic objects and intersecting visual and performative arts, with special interest in the implementation of projects in the public space and researching the universe of clown. We aim for the disfiguration of the body, the transfiguration of the face, an object or a costume attached to it, built on a complex dramaturgical net with the purpose to intervene in an everyday reality and change its environment, its meaning. In these performances, the spectator, caught off guard, integrates without knowing the work's narrative, making it possible to observe not only the performer's action, but also the audience's reaction. The performer then becomes an agent, a conductor, which allows an enlarged look at reality. At last, this project also has the goal to develop a close relationship with the local artistic community in order to allow the work of art to expand, inviting photographers, painters, musicians, videographers, sculptors, graffiters, registering the performance and creating its trail, its memory, what it's left after the body disappears. In the end, Holy Clowns are just looking for the face we had before the world was made.
Hello, I'm Rita, I'm 29 years old and I'm from Vila do Conde, Portugal. I'm a circus artist and a photographer, and the project that I'm bringing to Xtrax is Rave. First of all, I think it's important to tell you a little bit about my company. I have a circus company that is called Coração nas mãos, heart in the hand. That is a Portuguese expression that says or explains the act of doing something with honesty and sincerity, an act of sharing, but also the fear sensation of a risky situation. So I think this expression actually characterizes really well our company, because we are really interested in this idea of sharing the area of circus and contribute to the evolution of circus in Portugal and over boundaries. But also we are really interested in engage within public space and within the community.
A rhizome is a stem that grows up horizontally and underground, which can also have aerial growth with no defined direction and a polymorphic form. It can function as a root, a trunk, or a branch in function of its location in the plant and its living conditions. It can grow up almost without water, almost without soil, almost without sun, even in contradictory situations. It is a resilient and a resistant plant that can be a ginger, an orchid, or a bamboo. Rhizome is a project about the philosophical theory of rhizome from Deleuze and Guattari, a continuous research about sensibility, strength, adversity and childhood, but also about the perfect place to grow up and about freedom. It explores the fragmentation of the body, the surrealism and the imagination. It searches for the visual poetry. Rave is a solo of circus, dance, theater of objects and animated form with live music. The musician is André Júlio Turquesa. He uses a loop station, several music layers and his voice. He is the responsible for adding emotions to the dramaturgy of the show and also responsible for creating an atmosphere that fosters the imagination of the audience. This project explores the techniques of handstands, acrobatics and objects manipulation. It uses a big orange plant vase, where I can fit inside, soil and white costumes. The soil adds texture and smell to the show, and it colors the white clothes during the presentation. It is important to say that this show is related with the concept of sustainability and it is really portable. It was our aim to construct a show really easy to travel and really easy to present everywhere. The vase is demountable and it can fit inside a bodyboard bag, allowing to travel by car, by plane or by public transportation. This show has a short form of 20 minutes, which will premiere at Festival Vaudeville Rendezvous this summer, this July. This form was created with the aim of being performed in public space and unconventional places. The audience is positioned in 360 degrees in a circumference of 7 meters of diameter minimum. This show can be adaptable to the place of the presentation. This project started in 2019 in Toulouse, in Lido, as acteur, with the course FOCOM, Formalisation de Projet Artistique. It was developed in parallel during the Master in Performing Public Space from Founties in Tilburg, the Netherlands. We were able to present all the process and the project in Portugal and in France and to receive feedback from the spectators. It was already performed to children, elderly people and psychiatric patients, and their visions were really interesting. It is a show for all the audience and for families. It is important to say that the images that you are watching are from the residency at Espaço Fauna from Teatro Didascalia in Portugal, who are one of our support structures. The other ones are Carpe Cup, Lugar Específico, Estúdio 80 Pilates, Leme Festival and Drengo Festival.
Just to finish, I just would like to say that I'm super happy to be here. I'm super happy to have the opportunity to show my work. I'm super curious about the questions that you will propose. But I really would like to say that my company and we are really interested in this idea of traveling, this idea of sharing, and most of all, this idea of sharing the poetry of circus and engage with people.
We hope you enjoyed watching the artist pitches today. Before we head into our Q&A with the artists, here are a few reminders to make the best of your experience at the showcase. This showcase is the first time that we've hosted an event on Swapcard, and the virtual platform offers a number of great opportunities. All of the artists pitching here today also have exhibitor booths on the platform, meaning you can visit them and connect with them just as you would at an in-person booth when visiting an international marketplace. Just go to the exhibitors section on Swapcard. You can also connect with other delegates in the attendees section or explore the profiles of speakers at our panel discussions in the speakers section. If you have any questions about how to use the platform, please drop us a direct message in the chat or visit the Xtrax exhibitor booth to connect with a member of our team. Finally, don't forget to comment, post, tweet about this event using the hashtag Xtrax 2021 and make sure to follow us on social media for further resources. We'll be heading into the artist Q&A shortly, so stay where you are and hold tight whilst we bring everyone back into the virtual event space. Thank you.